People often talk about regret in light of death, as if the loss, absence, and grief haven't happened yet. Talk to your mother now, because when she's dead, yeah, I get that. My not talking to her now while I still have access is a matter of this fact. I took that thing to the altar and laid it down as a sacrifice. Nobody goes to the altar to collect that which they have slaughtered, even a severed relationship between a mother and a daughter. And if that was what was required of me, why would I go back to it and still back that thing? That is when I realized some great truth. God, if you were dead and didn't get up, I wouldn't worship you. I wouldn't sing my praises. I couldn't praise you if you didn't get up. I gave my mom a chance to get up out of that grave when she was here, and choices were made. I don't do dead things, and I don't often visit graves, at least not with an expectation to raise, because we are supposed to honor and do right by each other within the span of our living days. Not live with regrets for when our loved ones pass away. If it's dead now while it is alive, then God isn't behind it, and I can commit it authoritatively to the ground. So this healing, this liberty, this joy that I found happened once I put a spiritually dead thing in the hyperbolic ground. I do not go searching for lost things when they know where I can be found. The year was 2025. That night, my mother and I said goodbye. She mentioned that whatever words we could use to describe our current relationship would be that hyphenated, non-existent. But what I wish she knew was that this is greater than the sum of two people's mistakes, beyond wanting to be loved and not being loved a certain way, beyond measures of love, of acceptance and forgiveness and grace. I wish she knew that there was just simply nothing more to say. I could no longer contend for our future in hopes of finding true and authentic ways to relate in the ways that I had before. The truth of the matter is we have always been wrong. And it is an understatement to say that we don't know each other anymore. That fact has always been raw. If we were to somehow, somewhere in the future, sit down and give an account on everything that happened from there until now of our individual lives, it'd be like, wow. You might say it feels fake, phony, forced, to which I would retort, this is the most honest it's ever been. The smiles, the please don't hang ups, the let's try something new, and therapy not being enough, considering not just family, but group sessions between just us, I did in fact give up. Surrender is more accurate. I said, God, I can't go back to it. At first, I sprawled out on that altar to a degree I was practicing, but that is when I realized I was letting go, hoping to get it back, and I was contending, albeit differently, but boxing with God, my arms as short as mine, and only the length of a Tyrannosaurus. I was gloved up in my Creed boxing shorts, and can I tell you something? When you step into that ring to go toe-to-toe with the king, that 4-foot towel is the only surefire thing. So my soul let out a scream on the outside in the earth life. I could barely breathe. I was at the altar with my sacrifice, holding on and crying over a dead thing. And then I remembered surrender and fate resigned is not the same thing. God, did you just uppercut me? Surrender sounds like giving up, quitting and stuff. However, it is about recognizing that in his perfect will, knowledge, processes, and doing, God has the answers and I don't. True surrender knows that the outcome is wholly up to God. I make a decision, commit an action, and the rest is up to God. So, Mom, even the idea of it somehow working out, I had to offer up. And what felt bad to me, what brought me down to that altar and set me upon my proverbial knees, to the Lord was sweet. What burned up and shriveled up inside of me, again, to the Lord was sweet. And I tussled and toiled unto that something sweet, my will, my desires, like barbecue meat. God stoked the fire continually. It's not really about me. I can articulate this thing because eventually it did become sweet. I stopped running back to the thing that hurt me. I stopped running to it with faith, hope, and expectancy. I came to terms that things were the way they were and started accepting. No more, God, you can have it all, accept this. No. My spirit had become septic, infected with a love unrequited, hope deferred, heartsick, and a bunch of other things. I didn't want to let the relationship go, but I did. And if it returns new, shiny, sparkling, well, all right then. If it don't, well, all right then.